Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife, and the man you just got done watching toss two men to the ground using his chi powers, who for some reason were aggressively grabbing at his crotch, goes by the name of Tomohiko Yoshida Sensei. And as you can clearly see from this photo, Yoshida Sensei is the gold standard of health.
Gingivitis is the #1 cause of all tooth decay.
Yoshida Sensei teaches an art you've seen many times on this channel called Daito Ru Aki Jujutsu. If you're not familiar with what that is, let me give you an example of someone who we posted on here before from that art named Namoto Tadashi Sensei. Check it out. Crazy, right? Just like what you got done watching Tadashi Sensei do, Sensei Yoshida believes that he also has these magical powers. Take this next video, for example, where we see Sensei Yoshida tossing people around with ease by using just his feet. But it's not just him doing it. He also has a child doing it. Insert foot fetish joke here. Hashtag Quentin Tarantino. I'm sure after watching that video where he's tossing people with just his feet that some of you out there in YouTube land might believe that it's taken out of context. You might think to yourself, there's no possible way that he believes he could do this to people. It's just a drill of some kind that we're misunderstanding. Or you might even go a step further and go, you know what? There's no possible way he's trying to convince children that they could do this. Well, if you're one of those people that believe it's taken out of context, keep that thought in mind when I read you this from his website. You will be able to do such a strange technique of rolling people without using your power. If it is a key, it's also possible for elementary school students to throw adults. That's right. Not only do we have video evidence of him teaching a child how to do these magical powers, but we have evidence directly written clear as day on his website stating that he can give children these powers. But of course, he can't actually give people these powers because that is crazy talk.
It's not crazy talk. This is crazy talk.
Well, that's enough of that. Sensei Yoshida also believes that he can project this chi energy into objects, such as string. Observe. Yoshida Sensei had something very unique on his website that I found fascinating. He actually had a student of his writing a blog as if it was a journal on his website. In one of those journal entries, the student talks about how he witnessed his instructor being able to do one of these powers, but when he himself tried it, it didn't work. Journal entry, Saturday, April 23rd, 2016. Finally, Boaki was seen. It seems that this is not done even in Anjo, so it is a valuable experience. Moreover, I was surprised to hear that Mr. Yoshida said that he had only seen the teachers in Kitami doing it when he was a child, but that he had never practiced it. It's amazing to be able to do a technique that you just saw, and for the first time in decades. The sensation I felt was the same as when I grabbed my arm. The principle is the same. However, when I tried it myself, the sticks didn't move as I expected. Another difference is that the feeling of the contact surface is not transmitted. With Bo-Aki, I was able to see another side of Aki. It was interesting. So for some reference, I'm going to show you a video of Tadashi Sensei doing some Aki Bo or Bo-Aki. So now that you know what he's talking about, let's discuss the journal entry. According to that journal entry, Sensei Yoshida had only seen it once as a child, never practiced it, and yet he was able to pull that off on his students. But when the student tried it, he didn't get the same results. I hate to break this to you. The reason it worked for him and it didn't work for you is because it's made up nonsense and you're brainwashed into falling over every time this man decides to make you fall over. Those chi powers aren't real. The power of manipulation, the power of suggestion, those things are real, and you fell victim. If you really want to make that work for you, practice your brainwashing skills, and then eventually people will just fall over on their own, believing that you have chi powers. This is literally cognitive dissonance 101. The student believes that his instructor has powers. When he tries it himself, it clearly doesn't work. But he keeps studying under this nut job anyway, even though, by his own efforts, it is proven not to work. As a matter of fact, I know that he studied with this man for over 2 more years because the last journal entry that he made on the website was September 27th, 2018. The technical term might be cognitive dissonance, but where I come from, we call that stuck on stupid. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. One of my favorite things to see out of fake martial artists is good old-fashioned chair jitsu. You know, where the instructor sits in a chair and is able to toss his students left and right with absolutely no effort. Well, it seems Sensei Yoshida should be named Master Yoshida in chair jitsu. Observe. If you thought chair jitsu was the laziest martial arts you've ever seen, you'd be wrong. As a matter of fact, Sensei Yoshida goes a step farther and is able to toss multiple attackers who were trying to hold him down while he's just kind of laying on the floor. I don't know, maybe that was a sex thing. Time to give this man some Dillmans. He checks off a lot of the boxes for me in terms of a fraud, but he didn't do any no-touch stuff, so I can't give him 5 Dillmans, but I'm going to go ahead and give Yoshida Sensei 4 out of 5 Dillmans. One of these things that really bothers me is when I see these guys teaching children. Now, an adult, even if they're falling victim to a con or a fraud, still might have enough common sense not to truly believe they have these powers, or if they believe these powers exist for themselves, would never try to do them on the street. Children, on the other hand, are extremely impressionable, and they might actually believe the psycho that comes out of this guy's mouth. So for me, one of the worst things that you can do is teach children this fraudulent nonsense because they're indoctrinated. They might stay with this dude for decades, and as they grow up, they're kind of being brainwashed over a long period of time, and then eventually, of course, if they stayed that long, probably open up a school under this guy's lineage. Now, videos like the ones that I do here, the entire purpose is to try to educate the public, but kids typically don't watch these. Unfortunately though, unless people are giving this information down to their children, most likely those kids are going to be way more impressionable and get taken advantage of. And if you watched any of the McDojo news footage, you know exactly where that leads. This brings us to the question of the day. How would you handle a conversation with your child addressing predatory behavior? What would you say to your children to establish boundaries around adults who are in positions of power around them? Be sure to answer that question in the comment sections below so that way I know that you watched the entire video. As always, thank you all for the continued support, the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscriptions, and more importantly, the memberships, man. You guys who are actually tossing some money down to help me continue to do the thing that I love to do, I appreciate the fuck out of you, and I always will. Thank you so much for everybody who likes, everybody who comments, everybody who shares, All of you guys help make this page continue to run and run smoothly and well and continue to grow. We're getting so close to 100,000 followers, and we can only do that with your help by you sharing and making sure that more people are aware. So if you're out there and you really love the page, feel free to share your favorite McDojo video and toss that around on social so that way we can continue to hunt down that 100,000 follower mark. Keep the martial arts legit.
Things just haven't been the same, living strange since my baby joined.